right. We are live, and we're going to start in a couple of minutes. I don't need this. What I need is this. I'm streaming, and that's great. That's all I care about. This new 4K monitor is fantastic. All right, we are all set here. I'm gonna head over to Discord and say I'm live if anybody wants to join. I have no idea how to see who I have in here, but it's just me. It's just me. That's right. I'll get myself in the mood by listening to some stuff here. God, I love good video game music. It's just so good. Start in about a minute or so. About 5 minutes. We'll get in the mood. Tony, how are you? I will tell you in a couple of minutes. Actually, actually it should be posted. It should be called pressure test. Take a look at the stream. It should say pressure test on it. Let me check. Make sure. It should say pressure test number 1. Is that right? And I'll explain that in just a minute. I'm a little nervous about today's Farkle Friday, and you'll find out why pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I'm already almost one drink in, and I haven't even started yet. So that indicates to you when Farkle puts his money where his mouth is. Something about video game music, man. It is so good. It is just so excellent. All right. Oh, might as well get started. I think it's just me and Tony right now. So, guess what? It's going to be like a private Farkle Friday, which is fine because we're going to see how this goes. So, welcome to Farkle Friday. And today's topic, pressure testing, which is kind of exciting. Actually, I'm going to pop my chair up a little bit. And we'll all right, cool. Oh, hey, JC, how you doing? Okay, another hour. All right, well, I'll jump in. All right, so this is let's put Farkle's money where his mouth is. What I mean by that is, today we're gonna take all things that I've talked about and I'm gonna speed compose. And we're just gonna see where it happens. So it actually started because I threw it out to the Discord group and I said, what do you wanna do for Farkle Friday? I wasn't even planning on having it because I'm technically starting vacation right now, but everyone's like, do it. And I was like, fine. So I asked everyone with the gang what it was. Hey, what's up? Bastanian, who are you? Can I find out? Oh, I put you in a timeout, that's pretty cool. So JC was like, dude, do one of your sports rock cues. I know you've been picking at that. And I was like, yeah, but the problem is, I picked up 2 new libraries and I haven't used them yet. And also, all right, here come the excuses. So I dropped Sonar back in February when all that crazy thing happened when Cakewalk went belly up and all this, and I got Studio One, but I was also finishing studying equal interval systems, so I haven't really got into Studio One yet. And then I also picked up a whole bunch of new libraries, and I basically had to start kind of from scratch. So one thing I do is I like to have templates, and it's not because I'm stalling, it's because I like to have my sound palette ready to go. So I started working on a couple of templates, and I finished 2 of them. One of them was not the sports production one that I haven't finished that one yet. I haven't started that one yet. So I said to JC, I said, I can't do that today because it was like at 10 o'clock my time, and I was like, I'm gonna have to maneuver around. And I said, but I have 2 templates that I've done. I've done a Spitfire template that I haven't played with yet, but I did this template, which is what I use when I do retro video game scores. I actually did this in Sonar, and I rebuilt it in Studio One, and I worked on a couple of video games. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my teachings or whatever I talk about, and we're gonna speed compose something today, but we're gonna do it using this particular template. So. We're not going to talk too much. We're going to jump in and we're going to have some fun and do this. But you guys are going to help me pick what piece I'm going to do. So first, this particular template, I'm going to kind of show a little bit about what I have, is based upon a 1990s. Oh, hello, Kusanagi. How are you? And please let me know real fast. Just do a quick level check. This is my microphone. This is a typical cue. That looks pretty good volume-wise. And then this is just kind of my rough piano. So it's pretty close. The levels are decent enough that they can kind of work. Oh, and by the way, before we jump in, I just wanted to show off the new studio is pretty much done. Done enough, and as you can see, I'm very excited. I got the furniture last week, and Sarah and I put it together. I've got room for people to hang out. Back there is Katie's Corner, which is going to come on up. She's at the pool right now with Sarah, and she'll be coming back and hanging out and joining us. And the table is done. Sarah built a custom pull-out desk for my keyboard. I got the new M-Audio hammer. Chillbot will be happy because he was saying you need to actually have a weighted keyboard. And it makes a big difference. It really does. You can play very soft, beautiful. Just very beautiful. So, what we're gonna do today, this particular thing that I did was based upon the Roland Virtual Sound Canvas, which I picked up from the Roland SoundCloud. And I basically have built the equivalent of what those guys in the 90s used to do, which was have this kind of digital orchestra full of very gloriously cheesy, this kind of cheesy, you know. And there really was no such thing as articulations. It was, if you played it quick, it was short. If you played it long, which is kind of cool. Yeah, there's. So this is it. So I built this template. You can see I've got the orchestral stuff here. It's actually a lot of fun using a template like this because you can't stress too much about the quality of your sounds. It's going to be what it's going to be. This is my choir. That's it. That's my choir. That's it. And basically, we're going to speed write a cue today. I don't know if you guys know, but I have kind of one foot in the video game industry. I've written for some mobile games and some small indie games, nothing AAA. I don't know if I'll ever get there. But anyways, you know, I do love to write, and I love writing these kind of independent retro video games. I've done a couple of them. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's jump right in here. So this is where the audience participation gets to do this, which is you're going to help me pick what I'm going to do. We're going to do something in the style of a retro video game cue, something melodic, something. Now, when I say retro, I'm talking about that era of Super Nintendo to PlayStation 1, Japanese video game. You can see, by the way, I'm getting myself excited for this. And something that is, you know, melodic and harmonic. I'm not talking about textural stuff, you know, I'm not talking about ambient stuff, you know, like Fallout 3, the music that, you know, Zurb did for a lot of that is kind of very, I don't want to say simple, but it's very ambient. So just something that kind of this sound palette works for. And I will also say in the other disclaimer, I am using a brand new system. I've got brand new controllers that I'm using that I've never really used before, my Studio One thing. So I'm going to be kind of learning as I do this. So please be patient, but hopefully we can get something out of it. And I'm also going to be using some equal interval system stuff. So I'm going to pop onto Sibelius, and if I write random things that are strange, well, I'm using EIS, and so that's kind of that. So let me throw it out to everybody here. What should we do? Yes, I know. This is because you are... Yeah, this is because I have Studio One going, which is fine. All right, I'm going to throw out here. What should we do? What should we write? Should we write any particular video game that people are thinking they want to see an imaginary cue for, or and then a particular thing, a particular level, a boss battle, we got a piano thing going, an exploration level, town music. I don't know. What do people think they want to do? Give me a sec here. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This thing's already messing up. Looks like Sibelius and Studio One don't play nice together. Let me see. Okay, that's because I got grabbed. Okay, guess what? We're gonna have to go do this. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Oh God, boss battle with minor ninths. With minor ninths. You want a boss battle with minor ninths, huh? You want to be that guy? You want to be that mother? I don't know. Fine. I'll swear in this thing. Actually, we'll do that boss battle. Let's start out with some battle music. Thanks for nothing. All right, let me save this because I got my Farkle Friday up and running. Nothing offensive here, right? All right, boss battle. That's what people want. All right, give me a sec here. We're gonna go through this. And this is money where my mouth is. I'm gonna first get myself another beverage. I won't lie to you. I'm a little nervous about this. I've never really done this before. I've never done speed composing in front of a live studio audience. So we're gonna see how this goes. Could be a disaster. Could also be genius. And I have about an hour and a half to do this because then the girls are coming home and I'm taking them out to happy hour because my vacation starts next week. All right, here we go. Boss battle, huh? All right. With minor ninths. Hold on a second. Let me just drop myself a bit because the desk is all in certain areas that are easier for me to play and easier areas for me not to play. All right. Let's put money where my mouth is. Okay. I'm gonna add one more staff. For this kind of stuff, 3 staves is pretty good for this kind of stuff. No, not triple loot. Triple. All right. Or, don't use that. We actually add another piano. That's good enough. I just need something to get started here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna walk my walk. So here's the one I did on generating an idea. How I get an idea. I prepare like a kid going into a playroom. Turn off distractions, social media, turn you off. Have your workspace prep for creativity, which it is. It is glorious, clean and organized. It is. I've got my idea generators. I've got some scores over here. I've got lesson books near you. I've got my EIS books ready to go. I've got fun things to occupy you. My stuffed dragon, Sage, who's awesome. And my worry stone. This is just a little habit that I have. Keep it relaxed and playful. Set a timer for 30 minutes. It's 3 o'clock. Let's see where we're at. And jump in and start creating. With time, it becomes a Pavlovian bell. Start small, aim small, miss small. Scratch for an idea. Okay. How am I getting that? I want... All right, how's that volume for everybody? Let me also do this. Okay, no one's weighing in. Everyone's like in the background on this. You want 3 staves. All right. We'll get started in just a sec here. Desktop. All right. Here we go. Set a time for 30 minutes. Let's get it going and start working. Aim for 2 bars and 2 bars only. All right. Let's start off and take a look. Let's see what albums are lying around. I need an idea. So I'm just going to get started. I'm not going to try and write this thing cold. So let's see. I'm going to be a jerk and say I'm just going to open up a video game score that I love and see if something inspires me for it. Maybe Zelda. Ooh, maybe Final Fantasy. I might be feeling a Final Fantasy. Nope. They don't want this love theme. God, this piece is beautiful. Ballam Garden. No, I don't want piano. I want the actual sounds of this. What about a theme? What about actually doing a character theme? What do you guys think about doing a character theme today? What do you think about doing a character theme? Let's see about that. You guys want a little more energy. Okay, okay, okay. Let's do that. We'll go with Blitz Off. We'll use Blitz Off. We'll do a kind of, hey, JC, this is for you. We'll do some sort of like sports rock cue. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. 3, 1, 5. Okay. Let's start with this. Let's get this going here. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right. You got to excuse me because I'm going to do a little bit of EIS stuff here because it helps you keep track of stuff. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it's going to be some sort of rock cue. Dun. Nope, arpeggiate it. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. That's kind of cool. Bum, bum, bum. Again, don't care if it's perfect. Just sketching patterns. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. So what the heck I'm doing? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's dotted. Don't worry, I'm gonna get the. I'm just getting the. It's the jazz fusion kind of thing. dun, 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 dun. I think this is actually. I think it's this. Yeah. Yeah, so that should be it. Yep, that's it. This is why you gotta write this out, because you can see it faster than you can do it. Let's see what I got here. Bass, 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 bass. Let's just brute force. Let's just brute force an offbeat thing. John Williams does that. Count the 16th notes. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's just a bass in motion. I hate this bass. It never gives the right thing for this. Maybe that. Do a change of position instead of repetition before you go down. Do a change of position. All right, Matt, what are you talking about? Where I'm at here. Let me do one other thing. Bar numbers. Should have done this. Every one bar. Oh, Matt, you can learn how to do this. Below the bottom staff. There we go. And center in the bar. That way at least I know what the heck's going on. Oh, and I don't want it on top too. God. Just below. So I know what the heck I'm doing. Do a COP instead of repetition before you go down. Bum, bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. You mean here in bar 6? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, well, don't worry. This is just the first 2-bar idea. Let's go back to my thing. 2 bars and 2 bars only. Find a cool chord, a cool pattern, a cool interval, a cool color. Find a simple shape. Okay, I've got a rhythm. Bum, ba, da, bum. Bum, ba, da, bum. Look, there's a thing. That's going to be a rhythm. That right there is going to be some sort of rhythm when I do this. And, all right. Alcohol. Guess the, I don't like what the bass is doing here. Let me give it one more pass and I'll move on, okay? I know a lot of it is. It's actually technically, it's going to be that. Bum, 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 bum. That's what it's technically going to be. Right? Because you actually want that pop. Bum, ba, dum, bum. That's fine. I'm not. This is going to be done on the DAW, so. I want something there. Just restriking some notes here. Bump. Yeah, these 16th. There's really a 16th note thing. So it's gonna go. Do that. Dun dun ba dun. There you go. That's gonna work. Yeah. Oh, that's a good 2-bar. That's a good 2-bar idea. That's pretty cool. Hey, Robert, how you doing? All right. Do I want to just freaking milk the Japanese RPG chord progression? Yes, I do. I'm also going to throw a couple of EIS stuff in here. The reason why is because I got one of my students up here, Matt, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. You know, bum ba dum bum bum ba da da da, bum ba dum bum bum dun 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 dun. It's going to be. Those aren't the right notes, but it's a rhythmic placeholder. Bum ba dum bum. And then you. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is gonna be that. I'm milking the trope. I'm milking the trope. Da 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 da. One, two, three, four, five, 6. One, two, three, four, 5. Whoops, God damn it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Ba-dum-bum. Oh, there's a minor 9. Mother of pearl. It's coming on, baby. All right, I'm 19 minutes in. Not bad, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars and 19 minutes. That's all right, but it's pretty detailed. All right, I'm in scale 3. I know it's basic motion. I know what the heck I'm doing. Something there needs to get fixed. I need to get something going on internal. I want to be high. Do I want to do this? Do I do harmony in sixths? Is that going to sound weird? I'm going to do that. Let's do harmony in thirds. They'll be expecting that. All right. Let's do that. That'd be kind of cool. Let's do 6 into thirds. That's a cool little thing. It's a little pop thing because this is like a Japanese pop role-playing game thing. Part H6 here. Loss is gonna go ape shit trying to lift. Oh, the EIS is there. A blatant ripoff of all things like JRPG. There's zero originality here. I don't care. I'm having fun. All right. Let's go back to this. All right, I don't need this anymore. I know what's going on. Cool chord, cool pattern, cool interval, cool color. Got that. Now what I need to do is make a new document and talk about the form of this piece. Form. Told you I freaking organized everything. I'm not smart enough. Oh, it's Robert. This is going to totally be a chip tune. This is a retro 80s, 90s video game tune. So form. Oh, I got a 4-bar thing. Okay, so I'm gonna do A theme is 8 bars. So now I gotta do that. A theme is gonna be the theme of the A theme is gonna be ABAC, which is period or sentence. ABAC. It's hook. The theme of hook is that. All right, so this is keeping me going. So look, there's A, there's little b, so now I'm gonna do A prime because I want it to go. And then I'm gonna do some EIS for the C theme just to be freaking weird. Cause that's the kind of stuff that people are like, that's cool, I never heard that before. It's like, yeah. So but I don't change too much. Watch what I do. I'm gonna start the same way because the audience wants to hear. It's like, okay, you got that groove, right? Let me. I'm here in the top line. There's going to be something there. This is, by the way, you need to know. This is why you need to know your whatever you're working in. I know Sibelius pretty well, so I'm grabbing all these shortcuts that allow me to like quickly like move stuff along. Okay, let's figure out what's going on here. I've got to move. Okay, I've got to reharmonize that. I can't stay on E forever. This is going to be too much of a rock thing. Dun da dun da. All right, this is See, that sounds cheesy. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this for right now. No. What did I just do? God damn it. That's why you write it down. Here we go, system of progressions. Too much for right now, maybe. I'm using something polytonal here. Let's see here. match this up. It's a pretty energetic bass bit. It's just pretty syncopated. Kind of digging this. And I've got to do something here with the bass in motion because that's going to catapult us in the B section. That's pretty cool. I might be a little bit aggressive, but that's pretty cool. That's just to be a real jerk, just to really piss off Lawson. That's what I like to do. Let me make sure I got this right. Oh, yeah, make that a triad. I do this so when I come back this tomorrow, I'm like, what the heck did I do? So I know what the heck I'm doing. Mars Bringer of War, baby. This is fun. I love writing to Sibelius first, or to pen and paper. I love this stuff. Sibelius has an advantage with this. When you're just trying to bang something out quickly and you're just grabbing lessons, but it wants to go somewhere else. Like, now my ears started to pull it to a different place. Because this is ABA prime. Da 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 da. That's the third. We're back in E. But I don't want to be in E, so I'm going to reharmonize it. There's going to be bass in motion there. Give me a sec. I'm going to look at my EIS book. I know what book it is. There's a book that has this thing going for it that I want to do. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, maybe it's there. Book 11, part 1. It's kind of cool because I always do this slow stuff, and I even played for Matt this piece that I was banging out yesterday that I've got to do for a library. It was a very slow kind of like, he calls it Nordic noir. Well, he doesn't call it that. Everybody calls it Nordic noir. It's a kind of like long, slow piano parts. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. It's pretty easy. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's beautiful, but it's a lot of like that. You deal with some strings over top. Beautiful library cue. That's cool. But I was like, I want to do something with a little more busyness. So a little bit more funky. Let me think here. Roots and harmonies for equal intervals. E3 plus E4. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, that's interesting. +9. Can I do that? Really? Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All right, let me think about this. So E1 down, but it's got the 7th. All right. This is now you're like here, like me do my ES stuff. That's an aggressive cut, but minus the 5th. No, that's cool. That's too much. That's too much crunch. I don't like doing that right now. Oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna grab a T4. I'm gonna grab a T4. Okay, cool. I like this. I like doing that. And I think the reason why I like that is these Japanese role-playing games, there tends to be this optimistic, like, rich... Oh, you like the darker ones before? You like this one with the... All right, let's go with it. You know what? Let's go with it. Come on. I did this live so you guys can have some fun with this. You want that darker one where I've got... And I'll do a COP just for Matt. It's for you, Matt. Oh, no, it's supposed to be not quarter, it's for the 8th notes. All right, let me lay that down. And I'm going to... I can do that. Yep. Matt, we just did this in today's lesson. Watch my voicing. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. So there's 3 to 7. You guys are getting little bits and pieces of this thing. There you go. 8 bars in half an hour, that's not bad. It's like 40 minutes. Take a 5-minute break, that means 8 bars in 45 minutes. You work for 3 shifts in the morning, 3 shifts in the evening. That's 48 bars in a day. That's a queue, but it's a busy queue. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't like, just like, all right. I can do that, huh? Thought I would have done this. Oh, I see why I can't do that. Okay, never mind. This is... And let me see what I got here. That's kind of cool. This got complex real fast. I had, and you know what? And something else too. When you're speed writing like this, you may go back the next day, and this particular chunk may get pushed forward 8 bars because it might be a better drive into the B section, which is fine. You're just writing. You know what I mean? I can always organize it later, right? I like this a lot. pretty cool. I'm kind of digging this, actually. E1, E2, E1, E1. All right, where are we at here? What do I got? I got these roots I can play with. Bum, bum. Oh, I was doing the wrong thing. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, there we go. Got it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that'll work. That's the polytonal thing I'm looking for. Oh boy, this is always hard. All right. Oh yeah, let's jump up. Let's jump up. Let's jump up. I'm gonna lay down some. So something else too. If I know kind of what I want, but I'll just lay down the basic structures, and then I'll figure out the non-chord tones in a sec. So I know I want this. Oh boy. I'm doing that, by the way, Matt. He's my EOS dude. To get out of the way of this thing that's happening here right now. Because I'm bumping into this. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's just be big. COP right there, polytonal COP. Not bad. 45 minutes, 8 bars. Take a listen. Let's go break this cigarette. Bum bum. You can hear that. Da-da. Look at that. I got us back to the E. Motherfucker. You didn't think I could, did you? Nah, because I was on the B beforehand. Now, all this stuff all this stuff above this B is just polytonal color. I mean, at the end of the day, you're hearing no down, no down, no down. All right, let me take a break for a sec here. Let me pause for a second, just answer some questions, and then we'll jump back in. And what I might do is I might jump into Studio One right now and try and render this out. You know what I mean? Because like this is sketch into. I like the darker ones before. It might be quite dramatic, like Danger. Robert, what do you think about these choices here? These polytonal choices, are they kind of cool? And then A. Ralph, music composer. Holy sheet, Robert. Hell yeah. Thank you. It's very kind of you. And then Steven, this is still Final Fantasy. Yeah, it is Final Fantasy. Well, I have a soft spot for Final Fantasy. I think all of them are good. What is it? Right. What was it? Yeah, that stuff is so good. And you can do a lot of that pretty stuff. I mean, I did that when I was working on Geldia, which is this indie game that is, it may come out. The owner of the studio just had to take time off for his wife and his new family that he was starting, and so he's trying to get back into it. Well, we don't know. I hope he does. Maybe just don't go home, deny them. Totally cool. Not that I'd ever know any anime. You know, it's fine. Oh my God, anime. Let's talk about one of the greatest composers that never gets any like love by the Western public, but everybody who's an anime fan, which is Yoko Kanno. It's like, she's so good and she's so versatile. It's like, I'll have stuff of Yoko Kanno where it's like Copeland orchestral Americana. Then she'll do like deep jazz, like Cowboy Bebop. Then she'll do like electronica. I'm like, dude, you're so good. Like, you're so versatile. And everything she does has her own voice. I mean, she's just, boy, man, we should do a Farkle Friday. We just all sit and listen to Yoko Kanno because she's so good. You know what? And I'm gonna say this. Everyone's like, oh, female composers. I'm like, I get it. We should have more of it. I'm like, man, more female composers could write like Yoko Kanno. There wouldn't be a problem. All right, where are we at here with this? Let me see. I got my. All right, look. You know what? No. And you know what, Robert? Maybe just don't go home, deny them. I'll tell you why I'm not gonna do that. Because this is the first 8 bars, and it's the A, B, A, C prime. And if you think about it, what I have to do in the form of this piece is I gotta now say the A prime theme, right? Which is gonna be another 8 bars, and that's going to lead to the B section, right? So no, I don't wanna blow it early because I need to be able to say this thing again, and then the second time, move to a different key area. And again, this is speed composing. This is if I had a week to do, you know, like a 3-minute symphonic miniature, then I could do all sorts of weird stuff. But this is like, I gotta write it. What's the form that people like? What's the form that video game developers will want to deal with? They like 4-bar stuff really well because when you're in video games, if you're using crossfading, if you're using the video game middleware engine like WWice or Fmod, and I know Fmod, I don't know WWice, but they're very similar. Although, talk to some of my friends, they're like, oh, WWice is better. I'm sure it is, but I don't do enough work. Anyways, there's lots of times where you're having the game logic drive what music's coming in and out, and 2-bar chunks and 4-bar chunks are real nice and real easy to like slip through and crossfade through and stuff. So, you know, I'm still not good at this, Robert, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. God, it's so easy for me to start writing really complex really fast. Like I'm writing for other composers. Like I got hooked into this whole polytonal. Look, I can get polytonal real fast, and all of a sudden we're like, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Like just this like really gnarly stuff, and I was like, I love writing that kind of really gnarly stuff, but I have to keep on remembering, like my wife Sarah always says, like you're writing for your parents and your in-laws. Like I'm writing for, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Murray and Mr. and Mrs. Worth that are my, you know, parents and in-laws. It's like, and what they want to hear is they want to hear like, right? It's like, you know, you totally have to do that. So, funny enough, I don't have a lot going on with the I don't have a lot going on with the harmonies here, so something's going to have to happen here. Let me listen to it again, and let me see what's going on. I may have to. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to bar 16 with the A prime, and I'm also going to flesh out the orchestration that's going on. I'm going to listen to this one more time. I'm going to take a break. Not a break like turn off Farkle. I'm going to take a break from composing, go back and listen to a couple of cues and see if they get me inspired. But first, let me see if I can come up with some harmonies on my own, okay? Because I know what scale I'm in. Okay, that's workable. That's really cool. I like that. I feel like I might have a wrong note here, though. I'll have to check that in a sec, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Once again, sketching. The goal is to get to 90%. Let me think for a second. Actually, you know what? I'm here. Let me just do this real fast. God, J-Dog, where are you with your diminished scale knowledge? Okay, good. Well, that's good. I've got that. I've got the B flat. I've got the A and the F sharp. This is all the diminished scale. So that's good. That's all going to work. And then, let me think, I'm here in the B. Do I have the 7th going? I do. Yeah. No, it's fine. That works A-okay. All right, let's see what's going on here with this. All right, let's see if I can thicken this up a little bit, because all I have is a bass and a note. Do I want to do that? How thick do I want to make this? I might do a sting right there. Just octaves. Don't overthink it. You know. And I'll do a run like that. You know what I mean? I'll just do something. Just do something fast and like annoying. Something like that. It's not exact. There's a gesture, you know. It's just go, whatever, something like that. This is a rhythmic pedal point here, which means I can actually move this into different key areas. I don't know what just happened, but I don't care. Ooh. Check this out. This would be kind of cool. Harmony in seconds. And then watch I drop out and just, this is a big orchestral trick that I like. Where you don't have everything playing at the same time. You have it dropping in and out, like a real instrument would be. Let me go back on this. I gotta start speed composing again. So like, First of all, that's harmony in seconds. I'll put that down because somebody's going to watch this from EIS and they're going to be like, oh, what is that? And this B part, harmony in seconds. But if you look, I'll give this like bum ba dum bum. By the way, let's talk about this too. These are not going to end up as piano. This is a piano sketch because remember what I said? When I sketch, I think about the verticalities, the orchestral doublings, the spatial things. This is the first pass. The next pass would be to go into an orchestration thing, which with a lot of this kind of 90s stuff, you can totally do into the DAW. Okay, see how that worked? Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. It goes. And then I drop out on that E right there. And see this here, by the way. That. There's a 7 for 1 on the change of position, right? Okay, and then this splits into a structure here. Can I be smart and double it an octave below? No, it'll bump against the B. Let's leave it blank for now, and I'll tell you why. Because when I do it again, I can add something, save that space, and now I'm here at a 2-bar turnaround. Okay, now we're playing with some stuff here. All right, let me see. I think I gotta look at something real fast over in book 1. And then, all right, so there's my 2-bar turnaround, right? Cool. All right, I don't want to just sit on the beat again. I want to do something funky. Yeah, that little bit at bar 9 is kind of cool. The ba 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 da da da, like that little like polytonal thing is pretty freaking hip. I did not mean to do that, but thank you, Ian. My instructor used to always tell me whenever those happy accidents happen because of EIS, I always say this, which is thank you, Spud, because Spud was the guy who invented this and designed this system of composition, and it's so fast. Let me see what I can do here. I don't want to do perfect fifths. It's too diatonic. So it's just a 1-bar? Is it just a 1-bar turnaround? What is the book I'm looking at? Hey, Ralph Music. Okay, let me get. Thank you, Jane. Yes, it's porn. It's this book. It's Lyle Murphy's The System of Equal Interval Composition. It's a course that I studied. It's an online course. And just so it's not theory. It is composition. And just so you see how much it is, this is the course. It's about 1,000 pages. It takes about 4 years to get through. But you can, a lot of people don't get through the whole course, not because it's so hard, but because by the end of books 2 and 3, you already know so much jazz and so much of this composition that you just start writing stuff. It's really powerful. I like it an awful lot. I scored a feature film last year and I wrote 50 minutes of music in 5 weeks using it, which is a lot. And it wasn't like just like, it was like written, you know, like Vertigo, North by Northwest, not as good as that, but. All right, Lawson, start trying to figure out all the arcane notation. There it is, buddy. There's the equal interval system all laid out for you. Dun, 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 dun. Is it just one? Do I have a 1-bar turnaround? Maybe I do. It's whatever. It's just 1-bar turnaround. Fine. E4. I like that one better. I like that feeling better. So there. E3. Then an E2 down from that. All right, now give me a sec. This is where it gets a little dodgy. Because I'm gonna actually harmonize against this the whole way through, and I need to actually, I'm not gonna write it down, I'm just gonna do it up in here in the head. Ordinarily I would write this stuff down, but I don't wanna spend, well maybe I will, we'll see if I can actually do it. How rich do I wanna get? Do I wanna do 9th chords? Can I do triplets over the bar line? I think so. Well, I mean, in the DAW you can. I don't know if you can notate it that way. I don't know. I wouldn't. You know what I do? Just for, you know what I would do, Lawson? If I was doing that, I would just make an 8/4 bar or a 6/4 bar and just encapsulate the entire thing in the bar. And just, you know what I mean? Like better just to like have a clean end of the bar line where you can get back into it. I would just do that. Does that make sense? It would be too much of a hassle and I could just be like, Jesus. Hey, Lawson, can you, hey, Lawson, can you do this in jazz theory, buddy? Can you do this in jazz theory? Let's see if we do this, huh? Not this. Can you do this in jazz theory, buddy? Oh, I'm messing with you, buddy. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay, I'm gonna increase. Da, 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 da. Okay, wait. 9th, 11th, 13th. Okay. Yeah, I did. That's all right. I love you, buddy. I'm messing with you. And you're a finale dude. Hey, you know what's great is you freaking use notation, because notation makes you a better composer because you can see what's going on. You can create internal lines. Okay, let's have some fun with this. So D flat. I hate C sharp unless it's in minor, which it might be. All right, hold on a second here. want to say polytonal. I'm gonna do that. I'll do ninth chords. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to do this way. This is where I hate. This is where I hate Sibelius, because I could do this so much faster if I wrote it out. But then you guys can't see it. You can't see what weird arcane stuff I'm doing. All right. Hold on a sec here. Where's my tiny text? 7/5. 6, 7. Okay. Bear with me for a sec. I'm just typing out the stuff that I need to type out so that I know what voices I need to do. Let me see. Let me pause for a sec. Ralph said, I think I would repeat the downward moving bass line that leads to the first bass beats chord twice, and then go to the A prime theme. Repeat the downward moving bass line that leads to the first beats chord twice. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that works. That totally works. It's something kind of this, like a, something like that, bum, 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 bum. Something like that, right? You know what I can do also? I'm an adult. I'll put the keyboard up. So at least the keyboard's there, because we don't need this. Who cares about this? And you can see this here because I have the whole screen going. So you mean like that kind of thing, right? Yeah, but I love this EIS stuff. This stuff is cool. B flat, so I went down, so this is. Do this. Let me just check, make sure it's going to work. All right. I hate with all these shifting rhythms. Kind of brute forcing this arrangement, but it's gonna be cool. And this is a G. Is that right? Make sure working? Seven, so it goes to 9. We'll do that for right now, but I think I kind of want. I think I want to do a. I think I want to do that. Because I kind of like that motion right there. In which case, that's going to be substitute easily. Sorry, everyone. This is a little bit boring, but this is how you actually write music. I'm not saying use EIS, but I'm saying you actually think about your spacing. You actually think about. Let's see how this sounds. I think it's going to sound pretty cool, actually. And then this is going to end up. Let me think of this. I don't want 13th. 13th is weird. Swap it out for the 5th. That's cool. That's cool. It'll work. All right, let me tie everything together because everything is going to do what it's supposed to do. That was pretty cool. That was very cool. That's going to sound great in brass. That's going to sound so cool. And you know what I'm going to do? Dun, 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 dun. It's going to be even cooler. It's an orchestral notation I'm going to put. And then we're going to go to, we'll go to the DAW at this point, because it's been like an hour. Plus 8 VB brass. So right here, I'm going to add this an octave lower. Let's hear this. Let's hear this. That's a little bit aggressive. That's a little ooh, dodgy progression. That's great. That's perfectly modal. Wait. I totally messed that up. Oh, yeah, that's what it's gotta be. It's gonna be All right. Hold on. Now I know what I did wrong. But let's hear everything about this. And then we're going to go to the DAW and start orchestrating this out, because it'll be kind of fun. need to add a bar. Need to add a bar. Dun, 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 dun. That was too fast because it just went by too fast. You know what I mean? Actually, it is kind of cool, actually. But we're not going to deal with that. I'm going to do this. What do you? We're gonna be good for our listeners. It's fine. I'm trying some stuff. Da, 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 da. Maybe a falso ending rubbed on this. The main motif is very catchy. Maybe a false ending. More madness. Yeah, don't worry. It's going to get more madness. There it is. See, told you. Feeling. There's the feeling that I wanted. That's what I had in mind. Retard the reappearance of the theme ace was less predictable. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, that totally makes sense. That's perfectly legitimate. Da, 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 da. All right, what am I on right here? Hold on a second here. -7, 5, -3, 9. Okay, so I'll do that. Just give myself some notation so I know what the heck I'm doing. B flat with the 1. Yeah. Nah. No, your English is fine. You're doing wonderful. It's great. Look. Who was it that said that writing about music is like dancing about architecture? It was like Elvis Costello. It's like, it's so hard, even when we know and we're all trained composers, to like actually talk about these things. It's like, wait, what do you mean by that? You know, it's not a bad way. We're just all trying to like ask. One of my students is on here. One of my former students and one of my current students. And a lot of times I'll tell them with a piece, I'll be like, you're doing the thing wrong. You want to do the thing right. And they'll be like, oh, I know what you mean. I want to change the thing. And I'm like, yeah, change the thing. And then they change it. It's like, oh, that was right. Now, of course, I could have been like, well, really what you want is you want the flat 7. You don't want the 6 there because you want the dominant tension. But what it is I'm like, you heard that chord. I'm like, that note A, that's not the right thing. Oh, yeah, it should be B-flat. There's the thing. So I'm like, I can't tell if I'm a very good teacher or a very bad teacher or whatever. Let me get this here. I want to complete this little rick. And I might want to go over to the DAW on this because it's kind of cool. Da 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 da. I think I do that. Yeah, I do. A, so I need the 5. Right. You started doing that. I hate when Sibelius does that. Doesn't it know when I'm not supposed to be typing anymore? I don't know whether we're at the 3rd or the 9th there, but I don't really care. We're gonna play this in a sec. Hey, Luke, how you doing? Okay. By the way, this is the other reason I have to use pen and paper for this stuff. When it's this busy, I couldn't play that in. Couldn't figure out what the hell I'm doing. I got to write this down. Then when I look at it the next day, I'm like, what the hell was I doing? I mean, how could you possibly keep track of all this stuff? I couldn't. -7, 9, 11. Is that right? Yes. And now we're going to go to all right, let's see if I can do this here. Yeah, you wanted some grit? Let me get dominant. Now I've got a dominant structure there. Okay, let me see here. Let me get the F and let me get this here. So I've got the 10th. That's for you. Who is that for? Rob. That's for you, buddy. Let me get a drink and I'll answer that question. I often ask the question because I'm curious. Did your melody writing evolve drastically since you composed music? Yes. Look who it is. It's Katie. You want to hear what I wrote in an hour? Let me pause for a second. And look at that. There she is in Katie's corner. And I'm gonna, let me make sure I've got this here. I've got the 3rd, the 5th. Sorry, I played that wrong. It's not the -13. This is the -13. I'm gonna pour myself a drink while we're doing this. Oh, Lawson says hi. All right, so let me fix up this drink. Then I'm gonna answer your question. Then I'll play this real fast. Then Luke, hold on tight, and I'll get this to you. So, did my melody writing evolve? Yes, for a couple reasons. One is, yes, the more you learn about music, the more tools you have in your kit. So my melodic writing was very basic when I'm gonna be obnoxious about this. I was like, when I was 7, it was very basic compared to now that I'm 44. So yeah, totally, totally. And that happens, but it happens in two weird ways. One is, sure, you learn more theory, and you learn more ways that a melody can sit above harmonic progressions. Oops, sorry, I jerked that. Is that okay there, buddy? But the second is that you end up listening to lots of different music as a composer. For me, the more I learned about music, the more I wanted to learn. So I started with like pop tunes and all that because I wanted to learn how to play Van Halen. And then you start to hear melodies from pop tunes and Van Halen. And then you start to learn, you want to learn more complex stuff, so you start listening to classical music, and then you listen to Ravel and Stravinsky, and you learn about how those guys do it. And then, you know, or in conjunction, I was learning about jazz, because I wanted to know how Chick Corea did his stuff, because his stuff I thought was really cool. And then stuff like, who are the other guys I was listening to at the time? The Yellow Jackets and the Rippingtons, Chick Corea, those are the big jazz guys I was listening to. So what I mean is, as you continue to grow, it's like, not that your taste refines, I don't mean it like that. What I mean is you start searching out stuff that stimulates your taste. And I was looking for more things that were melodically interesting. And you start to see that a lot of the melodies that I really love kind of break theories, where it's like that kind of thing you might hear like in a jazz piece, and you're like, wait, that's not a melody you would see in like classical theory. So, you know, that kind of thing. All right, let's take a listen and see what we got here. I think this is pretty good. Let me take a listen, make sure it voices right. And then I'll listen to the whole thing. And then we'll maybe go in and orchestrate it. Oh, that's cool. I'm sorry, I'm keeping that. Da, da, and that's gonna be those da, da, da. I'm gonna change it into ba, ba, da, ba, ba. So here's the A theme, the 8 bars I wrote. Here it is, Luke. Everything is so freaking loud on this. All right, give me 1 sec. Everything is, golly, guys. It's a bunch of heavy metal heads out here. There, make it freaking mezzo piano, for God's sake. That's not bad. And that's not, you know, we have the first 8 bars with the turnaround, and the second 8 bars is kind of like, we just kind of sketched out with it. All right, let's see here. Let's stop at this point with the writing, and let's get it actually into the DAW for a little bit. I only have about 15 more minutes on this one. This might be a 2-parter where I do put it into the DAW. But you gotta hear, this is so juicy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in here, man. I got real aggressive real fast. Let's take a break and listen to all right, give me a sec here. I gotta save this and I gotta push this over to I gotta make sure I save this over to Box, because this is a work in progress that I want to finish. I think it's pretty cool. That's a nice little thing, right? All right, let's open up this thing. Let me close this out, and then let's put this all in the folder. See what I can do here. What do you think about if I have to do this, guys? If I do come back like next week or something, and like we actually mock this thing up, or I write some more. I told you, Jellycrackers, you were like, oh man, I'd love to see you like, you know, speed compose. And I was like, man, I can write fast, but I write like this, and it's like, you know, 8 to 12 bars in an hour. And I can do it like 4 to 5 hours a day, which is a lot of music, especially for this kind of stuff. You know, this is not like where I allow things like Evolve to kind of do some of the work for me. So Ralph Music, I'm still a student actually more composing in Sibelius with Note Performer, but I'm very curious to see if there's a way to import sheet music from Sibelius to a DAW. There is. And for this genre where you're using this kind of like really retro sounds, like as you caught in the beginning, I'm using dated I actually was writing for a video game, and I actually did exactly that. I would write it in Sibelius, and then I would actually drag it into the DAW and the MIDI data, because this genre of music, this 80s, 90s, is so quantized that actually writing it in Sibelius and translating it into the DAW is actually very, very fast. So I actually had a Sibelius template, which was note for note, line for line, the same as my DAW, and I'll just drag the whole thing in, and it would just do it perfectly. And it was actually very, very fulfilling if you're willing to work with these really retro 90s sounds. If you are trying to do real orchestral mock-ups that are like the stuff that, like, you know, Daniel Bageborn does and Blakis does and those kind of really high-end stuff, I think you have to play it in. I think you have to actually treat Sibelius like your sketch and treat your DAW like your recording environment, and you're playing each line in. At least that's my experience. In a weird way, it's a bit Mike Post. You mean like whatever that one is, the Law and Order? Really? Maybe. I don't know. So let's see what we got here. Why not? You know, if that's what you're hearing, that's what you're hearing. It's going to give me all sorts of errors because Studio One has grabbed my audio and my MIDI, which is fine. And I actually only have about 10 minutes left, and then I got to go because I'm taking my girls. So you know what? We won't finish this. I'll have to come back next Friday and do this again, if that's cool with you guys and girls. So now we start to what the color is. I'm not feeling winds. By the way, just so you can see, just so you all can see, this is my template for this. I have at least 2 templates built now, and I probably want to have about 6 or 7. All very specific for specific things. This is my retro video game one, so it's got everything in it. Because these video game things, I mean, it's like, it takes like, this whole template takes like, you know, a quarter of a gig. It's so tiny. But it's fun. Really basic. I've got everything stemmed out: winds, brass, strings, choir, keys, chromatic percussion, rock and jazz. And then everything's sent to a single verb if I need it. Fridays are great. So Ralph Music, this is what I do every other week. But maybe I'll do it next week too. Farkle Friday is where I come in and, so let's see what I want to do. So first of all, I think yeah, I'm gonna have to program the drums for this. So we'll do that last. I'll do the drums last because I actually want to try and use my my new Akai MIDI controller. I got this little drum controller that I'm trying to use, and I'm trying to learn how to use. Oh, there's so much stuff I'm learning how to use. Maybe the changes, you know. Let me think for a second. Let's see, let's start with this. Let's see, what instrument do I want to start with? I can answer that question. Why did I choose this one over another? Cubase, Pro Tools. You know, there's so many DAWs, and they're all so good. It's finding one that you like the workflow. It's finding one that behaves the way you want it to with your computer. I actually used Sonar for years. I actually did when I was working in TV for, I was using Sonar. And I actually would have still been using Sonar, but Sonar Gibson like went bankrupt and Sonar got purchased and all this stuff. I'd used Digital Performer earlier. I'd used Cubase. I never liked Cubase. I don't know why. It was the workflow. I couldn't understand how Cubase worked. I didn't like the way that mod wheels worked. It was just, ugh. And I had a friend who was I beta tested this version too a while ago. And what I liked about Studio One was it was built from the ground up to deal with modern RAM and modern processors, so it's pretty snappy, but it's also designed for getting pieces of music together very quickly. There's this really great drag and drop mechanism that I love, where you can just drag effects in, and it grabs control data very easily from like external controllers, And I'm working on building a lot more library music, so I just need to be able to just write a piece of music. It doesn't do well with writing to picture. It doesn't do that very well. I have this bizarre workflow where I write it out in Sibelius with all the hit points, and then I import the tempo map, and then I write it blind, which is funny enough, very similar to how the old guys used to do it. Like John Williams would go and write, and Lalo Schifrin would write away from the film. They would spot it and put timing notes in, and they would go to the piano and write it. So at least I'm doing what John Williams did. I'm not writing as good as he did, but But I like it. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I think it's got great built-in effects. The effects. It's basically like Waves Gold or Waves Platinum that you get for free. The synths are pretty good too. There's one called Presence, which is pretty solid. So just whatever works. Let me go back to that thing I was listening to, the Blitzloff. Let's see what the colors are. Yeah, I gotta do hi-hats. Are we doing guitar on this, you think? I feel like a trumpet, right? Or do we want to go frickin' balls out rock? Let me see, what did I play there? That's kind of cool to do a rock thing. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's cool. All right, we're gonna do that. That'll be your intro. Look, I just got the intro. 1, 2, 3. Dun, dun. So it's there's like this C minor 9 thing that I've got going on that I'm kind of digging. I do have a good Steinberg audio card. Is there always a bit of delay when playing a MIDI keyboard? Yes, there is, because it's called latency. And it's the computer processing your MIDI data in, rendering the audio, and firing it back out. And you can find your latency out by looking at your audio card setup. So my latency in low latency mode is 10 milliseconds, which is actually, no, it's faster than that. I don't know why. Here's why I can't stand dealing with this stuff. Because if you go to my audio card, which is a very, very good audio card, it's very high end, I have 120 sample latency, 128. So I have like a 3 millisecond delay. But you want to get, there's a whole thing. We'll do it on next Farkle Friday. We'll talk about tech at some point. All right. Let's do this. There it is. All right, I'm gonna do this. Here we go. One more time. Bum, bum. Third time's a charm. Why am I messing that up? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Words and all. Dun, dun. All right, let's go ahead and quantize that. Oh, don't do that. That's awful. Get that thing to break out. There's a way to break this thing out. Gosh. I mentioned I'm learning Studio One, so. It's actually really powerful when I figured this out, but I just need to figure it out. There we go. All right. Let's get the pick bass going. Dun, 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 right? Is it me or is that thing late on the da da da? That's pretty funky. But now the truth is, it's not supposed to be at 120, it's supposed to be at like 144. Nope, 136. Yeah, that's it right there. All right, let me see here. Oh, darn, you know what? It's 4:48, I can't do this anymore. All right, so what I gotta do is this, I gotta stop here for today. But next week we'll come back, we'll actually render this thing out. Or should I do it on my own and we can listen to what I did? That might be a good idea. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Wait, one more time. Happy hour, gotta go do my happy hour. Not bad. So, you know what? Here it is, warts and all. Here's what I can do with the time that I have, doing my thing. Let's do it one more time. And then we'll call it. It's been a wonderful time. It was kind of fun. You know what, though? I came up with 16 bars of some good stuff, a good sketch in an hour and a half. I mean, because honestly, the last 15 minutes of me starting to mess around with it in the DAW, which, as you can see, is its own beast, and I can't stand it. I hate recording to the DAW. Well, it depends. Like, this is actually a lot more fun because you go in knowing that it's going to be just junky samples, and it's like, whatever, dude. But let's see here. Man, I really like this bit right here. We gotta play with that. We gotta modulate. We gotta move. There's some good stuff there, I think. Well, let me go see. Balls out. Yeah, Robert. Maybe the full guitar only happens the second time. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the guitar could be really cool for this. I think it'd be fun to see the whole process. Oh, Ralph, you're talking about maybe just watching me actually mock it up and kind of produce it. Yeah, okay, that's cool. As long as you're cool, then I'll just I'm here doing it. So. And again, this is for a very specific genre. This is for that retro video game thing. I owe JC one where I do a sports rock cue, which is going to involve shreddage and, some Orange Tree or Pettenhouse guitars and that kind of stuff. So that'll be a wholly different thing. It'll probably all be done in the DAW because it's much more like chunky. That's more of a library cue. But yeah, I won't. Maybe I'll touch this on my own over here. Maybe we'll do like the mock-up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have fun. Great stuff, Farkle. Oh, thank you, Robert. You're awesome. You're one of the hidden gems. Well, thank you. And I may have to learn. Yes, this is so tight. Yeah, well, thank you for it being tight. You know what I like is it's very linear, but it all sounds correct. It's not muddy or it's not, and I'm granted we're still using these crappy no performer piano samples, but you can hear with your harmony, it's thick and it's rich and it's chunky, but it's pretty out, but you can hear things clarity. That to me is what EIS taught me that I absolutely love. But I like too about the fact that it moves very fast linearly, but it never feels like it's out of control. Although it feels very, very, complex sometimes. So, yeah, maybe what I do is I do it on my own and then we do like a little breakout where I open it up and I'm like, here are the layers. Then maybe I do that. That's a good idea. So it's like, I'll do it over the next week. Well, I'm on vacation next week, so we'll see if I have time. Maybe I'll do it in 2 weeks and then, I do it and finish the cue. And say, okay, here's how I broke it out. And then we take a look, we open up the DAW, and we're like, here's what a typical layer would be in a Japanese role-playing game and stuff like that. But man, I really like this idea. This was a good 8-bar thing. And there's a lot of potential with it. It can go into a lot of different places. So, yeah. All right, cool. Well, hey, listen, gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by and watching it. Hopefully, it was fun just watching me kind of gnarl through a process. And hopefully I put some of the stuff together, at least, pretty happy with 8 bars in an hour. That's kind of where I'm shooting for each day. It's 8 bars in an hour. That's about 32 bars a day. And I won't lie to you, I was a little bit nervous about this. I was like, well, here it is. I've got this blank page and what do I do? And I've never done this in front. So I think it was pretty good. And certainly you can learn from the things I did well and the things I maybe didn't do so well. Anyways, I'm gonna go take my girls out. There is a half-price margarita, half-price buffalo wings in Wynwood, Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna go take advantage of that like you wouldn't believe. Thank you so much. And Ralph Music, it was so good to meet you for the first time. Please come back. I do these every other week. It's every second Friday. So, not next week, but the week after. And I just do this, like I talk about composing, I analyze stuff. I don't know. It's the end of the week. I grab a couple of pints or, bottled stuff. A bunch of the usual guys. Robert's usually here. Lost is here. J-Dog is here. Matt Flores here if it's not too late. Well, thank you. I like a lot of that. I'm glad, Rob, that you appreciated those super gnarly polytonal things at the end of that section. I was like, I don't know, is this going to work? I'm like, it's going to work technically, but is it going to work compositionally and creatively? And I'm like, it kind of works actually. So, but I actually am looking forward to actually putting this into my template and actually writing it out inside using the cheesy 90s synth sounds, because it actually is a lot of fun to hear that. It's just so, you can't not smile when you hear that. It's like, oh my God, it's so gloriously retro, All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Thank you so much. And I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next Farkle Friday. And we will continue. This will be a bit of this may take 2 or 3 Farkle Fridays to kind of finish up, but we'll you know, get that going. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day. Take care.